Hello, humans and pets. Today, we are at Buffalo. Well, we're not at, but we're going to be eating Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yes.
We have a burger and the chicken sandwich,
Yes.
and we're going to be eating them right now. We got chips and salsa in one of them, and then we got fries in the other, and we're going to be reviewing all of it today.
That's it. Do you remember what? It's the classic chicken sandwich.
Oh.
Is new. And the burger, I forget the actual name.
It's like a... Yeah, I can get it for anyone.
I forget the actual name. Here, I gotta cut the food.
It'll be in the title.
So, it's taped for our safety.
Bacon hash smash burger, but I don't know if that's the whole name.
Bacon hash?
Hatch.
Smash burger.
Let me see the name. Bacon smashed hatch chili burger. That's what it is.
They did not want us to get at it because it was tied down.
Was it? We got chip hanging out of the bag.
Okay, so I don't think you got French fries though, or did you?
I hope so.
So that looks like chips.
Chips, no salsa.
Here's your chicken sandwich.
Chicken sandwich.
All right, Ryan. Well, you're the
no
one.
fries.
You're the one who walked out with the food, so you're gonna start looking at it. So I keep trying to tell him, you can't trust everybody when you go to these places. Every time we walk out of it, I keep sending him in for a reason, so that it's a learning process.
Yeah.
When you go to these places, you got to make sure you have the food.
It was tied down.
Doesn't matter, right?
So let's try the chips.
You want some salsa? We got some green salsa downstairs.
No, it's okay.
They're just gonna be chips. So this was supposed to be a meal. With fries.
With chips. That one came with the chips.
And this one was just a meal?
With fries. So, prices, $6 for the chicken sandwich, and then $13 something for the burger.
He's always so laid back, and he throws me over the edge. Like, if you're supposed to get something, you should make sure you have it. The last time he walked out of Buffalo Wild Wings, he didn't have half of the stuff, and we didn't end up having the ice cream, we didn't have the headband, we didn't have anything he paid for. Because he just takes whatever they give him. And I keep trying to explain to him, sometimes you have to speak up for yourself. You can't just take stuff, but... Alright, whatever. What one do you want to try first? Let's try
the chicken sandwich.
Alright, so, at first glance, it's a decent looking chicken sandwich.
Pickles, mayo, chicken.
Pickles, mayo, chicken, and that's what it looks like. I'll give you the fat half over there. What's hanging off?
It does look like there's some pepper in the chicken. As you can see.
Did you get a pickle? I got two of them.
I think so.
But, alright, so we'll try the chicken sandwich first.
Chicken sandwich.
Yeah, so this was $5.99 for the chicken sandwich.
This was $13.
This was $13, which I said, geez, because he was laughing because, $13 is a lot of money for a hamburger. But I said, well, let's give it a try. It's new. So, all right, well, let's give the chicken sandwich a try. Chips
aren't bad.
They have a generous salt on them.
Yeah.
They're not overly
Not
salty,
over-salted.
but they have a
Okay.
salt. Let's try the chicken sandwich. I'm going to just try the chicken because the little piece is hanging out.
Normally batter on a chicken sandwich has like a crunch to it. It kind of just like melts like cotton candy.
It is soft. It is a soft batter on the chicken. I don't have a lot of chicken on my side. I didn't move it over, so I'm trying to see if there's a... It's not bad. There's not really a pepper taste to the batter, like Popeye
You can see
does.
it, but you can't taste it.
You're like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of like when we ate the Arby's nuggets.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, but you didn't get that peppery flavor when you ate it. You didn't give us napkins either.
The chicken is good. The batter is really boring. So it's kind of. This would be better without the batter, I would say.
Well, I don't mind the batter. I will agree with you. The cook on the chicken itself, it's still moist. It's not dried out by any means. I do like the pickle. I like the mayonnaise that goes with the sandwich. But
The pickle's the best part.
the chicken itself is okay. It's not bad. It doesn't have that nasty aftertaste like the other ones we had. You know what I mean? But it's not, wow, that is some good chicken. Like, there is really no seasoning, no flavor to it. Like, it's just fried chicken. So,
Without a crunchy fried.
it is a weird fried.
I would have expected more of a texture to it. It kind of just disappears when you bite into it. And there's not a lot of batter on it.
I've honestly had more seasoned fried chicken from, like, Shaw's when we used to buy it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's really not any flavor to the seasoning. The chicken is cooked good, but it's definitely, like, when we ate the Popeyes one, I just remember going, wow, that is a good chicken sandwich. Like, the chicken itself was phenomenal. Or even a Kentucky Fried Chicken one.
That one's pretty
That
good.
was a distinct
Well, the first
Kentucky
time we
Fried
had
Chicken.
Burger King.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that one was good. This is kind of mediocre.
Average at best.
So $6, I would say don't get it.
No.
I would not get this.
No.
Other places do it better.
If they come up, well, that's the whole thing. If you're there and you want a chicken sandwich instead of a hamburger, it's a whole lot cheaper to get that than it is to get
Half
this.
the price.
But if you're gonna go for the chicken wars, I would put this down below all of them. Down below Popeyes, down below KFC, down below Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
I would
it
hit
would
any one of
probably-
them first. It would be right under that. It would be above
McDonald's.
the
I would
McDonald's
say.
one.
Which we want to go try again.
We do want to try it
Because
again.
people have said it's good. Ours wasn't that
John
good.
keeps saying
Jim.
this is nice and spicy and it's really good, but all right, let's go with I forget all the stuff that's in it. It's not a bad looking burger though. It's about almost 2 inches tall.
It has like chili peppers or something on
It
it.
has something on it, so it is definitely not a bad looking burger.
So far, the star of the show is the pickle and the chips. The chips are pretty okay.
Yeah, it's just sad that we don't have the salsa again to go with it. Yeah, you want the bigger half or you want the bigger half? So I'm going to give you a cross view of what it looks like.
It looks decent.
It does look decent.
Seems to be onions, like a pepper spread, like some hots.
And that's what I told him. I
mayo?
said, you can't just,
Cheese.
you know, you can't frown on the fact, and before you eat it, you know, I've come to the realization, like, you can't say, oh, it's not a way back burger. It's not. You know what I mean? It's definitely, you're paying twice as much. So you can't just do price.
Now this is a smash patty.
Is it worth? It is. That's what I was going to say. It looks like it. All right, so we're
So
going to
this
give
is
it a try.
the way back competitor in my eyes.
I'm digging at the goods in the bag. I will say that the caramelized onion so far,
That's a decent.
very
amount.
good. Yeah, very good.
Let's hope this is to expectation.
All right, let's try. The caramelized onions are good.
Looks
They did a
good.
good job at that.
This is the strangest burger I've ever tasted.
I was not going to say a word until he gives me his assessment.
You
I
could
wanna
tell
see
by
what
my
he-
facial expressions.
I want to see what he says.
It's very wonky. I want to like it. You get the taste from the chili peppers, or whatever.
I like the
peppers
chili
are.
peppers.
It's really good.
I do like the peppers.
It's cheesy. The onions are great. The patty itself is like mush. It's the same thing that the chicken batter had against it. It dissolves like cotton candy. I bet if I put like 1 tablespoon of water on here, it would just evaporate.
I wanted to see if he was going to get that. The patty has no texture whatsoever. And what that is when you make a smash patty, the key to making the smash patty is getting that caramelization on the outside. Like, this is what I've heard. I've never made one. But when you bite into this hamburger, there's zero texture whatsoever. So it's like
It tastes like you're eating spicy bun.
you bite right through it. There's no texture at all to it. So it's like soft. And honestly, minimal amount of seasoning on a patty. Like when we ate the Wayback Burger, and we're not going to compare price yet, but when we ate the Wayback Burger, seasoned patty-wise, that it was on point. It was so much flavor. When you eat this patty right here, it tastes like ground hamburger. And I know, that's exactly what a hamburger is. But when you season it, it brings it up a notch. And this, to me, doesn't have the seasoning.
I ain't liking the texture. It's very unpleasant. It's unfun. Normally when you bite into a hamburger, it kind of like you actually have to chew it. This, I think I could just swallow it whole if I wanted to.
Forever.
It just disappears.
When Ryan was small. And even to this day, he wants still, we bought a thing at Walmart called mush meat.
Mush meat.
Because my wife was convinced it wasn't real actual meat. And you get a box of like prefabbed hamburgers for like $10.
And you get like
20 of them in
30
a box.
in it.
Yeah, whatever it is. It's a box of them.
Good price.
And they're cheap. And they're thin patties. And no matter what you do to them, you can't really crisp them up. They have this texture where it tastes like you're eating meat, but you can't get that crust on the outside. Even if when you crust it up, the patty is still mushy.
You can't cook it rare. You can't overcook the thing. It's just impossible.
And he's not wrong. Everything he said was spot on. The chilies on this are delicious.
They're really good.
The caramelized onions on this are delicious.
They are good. The patty is
The cheese
not
itself
good.
is weird because it's one of these cheeses that sometimes you eat a burger with cheese on it and it really jumps out at you, like McDonald's does every time. Wayback has that flavor, and I don't know if it's the season or whatever. This cheese is there. It doesn't
It just
jump.
makes the patty more soggy. I was not a fan of this. Just because when I eat it, I don't taste hamburger. I taste like taco meat. It's not in a patty at all. It breaks apart.
It's that substance. It is.
It's like
weird.
rather than biting into an apple or biting into like the apple, like once it's baked in an apple crisp, it has like the soggy, mushy texture.
In all fairness, it wasn't bad.
I think the only good thing on here was the chilies and the onions.
But that's what made it. If you got rid of the caramelized onions and the chilies, it wouldn't have been bad. But
It wouldn't have been good. It wouldn't have been good.
No, it wouldn't have been.
I would not have
It
liked
definitely-
a cheeseburger with this if it didn't have the extra stuff on it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the chilies that make it $14, but it certainly isn't the patty.
No.
So,
If we're gonna go back now, we can go to the price. It's definitely not a $14 burger. Now, when I look, the last time we're gonna have to try that other one. See if that's a $14 burger. But I know my brother went to, and I still haven't gone because we've never gone back to Chili's again. But I know Chili's has like a $15 burger, but it has brisket on it, and it has bacon on it, and it has I haven't tried it. He said it was phenomenal. We haven't tried it yet, but it's funny because this one really did. The texture of the meat it had no texture. So when you bit through it, it was like soft. You went like right all
that's
the way
kind
through.
of, I think, a Buffalo Wild Wing problem because the chicken had that thing on the batter too.
Which, some people want, can you move a little bit so I can pick them up? Some people want that really soft. Most people, though, when they want a burger, and it's funny because I'm not usually that person when I cook my burgers. I don't always put a hard sear on the outside so that you get that crust like that because sometimes it almost tastes burnt to me. So I don't always like the hard sear. But this really was like super soft and you bit right through it. And, I don't know if they use super lean meat.
The bun had more texture.
Honestly, the one thing about a burger is, when everyone's health conscious, you almost want that extra fat because the fat equals flavor.
If I took off the patty, right, and I just put it off the burger, I bet if you gave it 10 minutes, it would fall. It wouldn't stay together. I think it would separate.
The texture of the
It
patty,
wasn't
I
a
know what you're
patty
saying, because the
itself.
texture of the patty, and I don't think they cook it on a grill. They must cook it on like a flat top, is what I'm assuming. But I agree, like if you would have put that on a gas grill or any kind of a
would
grill
fall
with
right
grates,
through
I'm thinking it
instantly.
would have separated and fell through. I don't know if when they made the burger patty, if they didn't put like an egg binder or some kind of a binder to keep it together, because that's what it tasted like. It was very soft. It was like loose meat almost. It was like almost like a sloppy Joe type of a texture
Without
where-
the taste.
without the good sloppy Joe taste, right? But
He did have chilies.
no. So overall, you know, I kept seeing like people. They kept emailing me actually. Don't sleep on our burgers. Our burgers are top notch and this and that. Was it a good burger? Almost. It was
I'm
all
probably
right.
gonna go sleep.
It was a good burger. It was okay,
I would. This is what
but it wasn't a $14 burger.
I think. This is. It was cooked. It wasn't raw.
Nope, it was cooked
It
okay.
wasn't burnt. But I would have took the Sonic burger over this that we just had with the mayo and ketchup.
Well, this was a bigger burger than Sonic's.
It just had chilies and onions.
No, they had more meat.
Correct, but the meat wasn't as good.
No.
So I would have gladly took the Sonic burger, I think.
Right.
And the price
No,
is
I
less.
get that. I
And
get that.
I'm not a fan of Sonic's burgers.
Their
Way
last
back,
one-
on the other hand,
Their last burger was okay for a fast
Correct.
food burger, but this is a $14 burger.
this is like some gourmet.
So this wasn't a
Master
fast
Chef
food
burger.
burger. But if you compare this, would I go buy two almost? Well, the last way back burger we had was $10 too,
The guac one.
but that was phenomenal.
And it probably had the same amount of meat.
It definitely had the same amount of meat, and that was
And the meat was
absolutely
good.
delicious compared
Now,
to it. So
I don't
would
know how
definitely get
this
that
meat
one.
was worse than the 9-patty burger. It's only $6 more for the 9-patty way back burger.
Yeah.
Go watch that video. We did it as a challenge if we could eat it. Spoilers, I'm not going to tell you it. But
I would buy that one 100 times over than buy this one again.
their
I-
patties are
definitely.
just better.
Yeah, 100% it is.
I think the thing about way back that's good is all of their ingredients taste fresh. And their patties are the best thing
They
about
do
the
a
burger.
great job at seasoning. They really do. Their hamburger, and again, their hamburger just has more flavor. That's all there is to it. Their hamburger just tastes better. It really does. And that was the only thing with this one. They gave me a generous amount of meat.
Yeah.
It was a decent sandwich. But again, there's something about a sandwich, especially if you're paying $15, they should have lettuce and tomato on it. I don't care what other fixings you throw on it, even if you want to pull that stuff off. It's just a filler, I get it, but it's something else that's on your burger. You know what I mean? And this didn't have that. I did like the caramelized onions, though. Those were good.
The onions were really good. The chili was good. Like the chilies, the pepper. Not like actual chili. That would have made the burger good.
But as far as an overall experience, you walked out with no salsa and no french fries.
Correct.
So that alone, too, is a fail.
I wouldn't eat any of these. I would go to any other place. I'd go to McDonald's over this burger myself. I'd rather eat 14 cheeseburgers from McDonald's than one of this
Oh, I agree. I
every
don't.
time.
I see what you're saying. Price wise, yeah, 100%.
And taste.
Or would I go buy a
McDonald's? I
you
think
know-
their cheese is better.
Yeah.
I think their patty is better. And it's
The patty
frozen.
isn't better, but the
I think it
combination of the cheese and the patty is like
And
magic.
I think they
don't
toast
know
their
what it
buns
is.
a little bit too.
I don't know. It does taste better.
I don't want this ever again. The patty wasn't good, and I'm not.
I
a
didn't
fan.
dislike it. I didn't like it.
You could barely taste.
Would
it
I ever go
with the
back to
chilies
Buffalo
and
Wild
stuff.
Wings for either one of these two? No.
No, I'd stay away.
No, I wouldn't. I agree with you on that. Not even because of the price. You are not incorrect when you say we've had better food for less money at other places. So I
Way
agree.
better food
I
for way
agree
less
with you
money.
on that. Again, the chicken sandwich wasn't bad.
I'd take this over TGI Fridays.
Yes, over all the stuff we ate there. Yes.
But if they cooked it right, I would take TGI Fridays more.
But they haven't.
Correct.
Ooh, that was super salty, that one. Try that chip.
You got the salty chip?
Yeah, it is. But, unless it was only my saliva. one was like a salt lick. Man, I must have got all the salt on that one. But no, definitely. You know, again,
That one was salty.
I think this one's a swing and a miss. This wasn't a hit by any means.
No.
I don't know what their other burgers taste like. This is the first burger we ever had from Buffalo Wild Wings. I've been trying to get them to go for a while because this one came out a little while ago. That's super salty, wasn't
Yeah.
it? And, you know, that's too bad because I'm not a huge fan of that one.
Yeah.
Because they have a couple other ones that looked okay on the menu, you know what I mean? But, again, if you're gonna sell a burger for borderline $15, then
Or
it better,
chicken sandwich for $6.
it better be a good burger. Well, yeah, because
Better
that's
be
on the
good.
pricey side of all the chicken
Most
sandwiches.
of the chicken sandwiches are like $4 to $5 to $6.
They're all in that range.
It's the higher average, I would say.
No, you said it. Wendy's jalapeno popper was $6,
Correct. I would take this one over that one.
and I put that under this
But
one.
I
for
think
sure.
it's still the higher average.
Mhm.
Because there are definitely more than
Yeah, because it's like $4.99 for like Popeyes. And
Popeyes,
I think it's
it's $4.
Yeah, I think it's $5.99 when we went to Chick-fil-A too. But
KFC
Chick-fil-A
is
was
$4.
so much better.
Their batter was weird. And their patty was weird. It was a weird experience.
Yeah, it was cooked all right. They definitely had there was no crunch to it. It was a soft outside batter. But again, you could see the seasoning in it, but there wasn't enough seasoning to taste.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that's the same thing that happened to I did like the chilies, and I did love the caramelized onions on that burger.
I like the concept of it. The patty just wasn't it.
And it's funny because it didn't taste like a normal smash patty.
Yeah.
It tasted like a semi-seasoned hamburger patty.
A big patty,
Yes.
just because it mushed together.
And it wasn't like when you make a patty, you know, it should have some kind of a texture so
It
it
should
holds.
stay
When it
the
cooks,
way it is.
it stays. But it really did just fall
If
apart.
I spread my fingers apart and put it on my fingers, it would go through my fingers.
No, I know what you're saying on that. It didn't have the texture, like there was no real bite through on the burger. But again, we've never had either one of these here, and
I think I've only had wings.
they
here.
were 1-1. The first wings we had here were not good. The really hot ones were really
They
good.
were cooked well.
And they were good sized wings, and they were cooked perfect.
They were good sized.
I'm not going to say they missed the cook on either one of them, but what they did do was miss the texture on both of them, and the flavor on both of them. The
They
cooks
were
both
cooked good.
Both were cooks they cooked it
Yeah.
well. Where they screwed up the cooks on
I
the
just
other
don't know
one.
how they could make the batter mushy.
I don't know. I don't do a lot of fried food. I literally fried, other than when I worked.
Eggplant.
Well, eggplant. That's it at the house. But when I worked at like Roy Rogers, I made fried chicken, but it was literally sticking in the bucket for 15 minutes or whatever. Take it out. It wasn't like I was a fry cooker by any means. It did it all itself. You push the button, it beeps, you take it out, and you make sure it's cooked, and you throw it on the thing. So, but I do believe, and you guys can quote me on this for those people that are fry cooks down there. The temperature of your batter matters, and the length of the cook matters, and maybe they're, because it was a lighter looking batter. Like sometimes you get darker batter because it's cooked at a higher temperature, and I don't know if that's what makes it crispier. I'm not really sure, but there was no crunch like you've heard other ones we've had where you get that nice outside.
I think
crunch.
it was less crunch than if you just had the chicken.
Don't move your chair.
I think the batter made the chicken like soggier.
But there was still not the flavor, and you hope the batter. Like if you batter a chicken, that you're hoping that's where you're going to get your flavor. That was the one thing.
Batter taste.
That was the one thing about when we ate the Chick-fil-A, when we had the grilled chicken. That was a phenomenal chicken sandwich. Go back and watch that one if you haven't seen that one. But
It was a while back.
Their spicy grilled chicken sandwich was so good because of the fact that you had to put the flavor on the actual chicken like we do. You have to season the chicken, and they did a great job at doing that.
On the opposite side, Popeyes makes the batter so good.
It just
Especially
carries
the
that
ripping
chicken.
chicken.
It carries that
Which
chicken.
we were still in a different area.
Yeah.
Right? We were recording in a different section.
Yeah, I think
when
we
we
did
had the
that one.
ripping
Yeah,
chicken.
when we did
That
that.
was one of our first reviews.
And that
Our
one,
first Popeyes
still
review.
to this day, we had said that, and actually I forgot to even look. I know sometime this month Popeyes is supposed to come out with
Nuggets.
chicken nuggets, and we're hoping that their nuggets are half as good as that ripping chicken was. That ripping chicken had a nice spice to it.
That was really good.
It was actually some of the best fried chicken we've had. And I said to him the other day, I still want to do like Kentucky Fried Chicken versus Popeyes and just do a head-to-head
Just
one
chicken.
day. Just get like a 3-piece chicken.
But I
and
feel like
at
if we go to
it. But-
Popeyes, we'd have to try a chicken sandwich again to see if it's still good.
and we could. And you know what? Honestly,
We did that with
my
Burger
buddy
King.
who lives in Michigan kept saying,
Jack.
he still swears by their and we got it right when it first came out too.
The spicy
the
McDonald's.
spicy McDonald's chicken sandwich was still right up there. He just had some for his son's birthday party or something,
Jim.
and he still swears and says it's still good. So ours just was weak. It was like this one. It was okay, but there was no real spice or flavor to it. It was, in fact, we ate the what are you laughing at?
Sorry, my dog's licking my legs.
Oh, we ate the McChicken during that episode, and the
Yeah.
McChicken had more
McChicken was
peppery
more
flavor.
spicy.
It had more peppery
was crazy.
flavor than the spicy one did. So
Anyways, these were not.
they were
great.
okay.
They were average.
They were okay.
They were a little below for me.
I'll give them average until you factor in the price, and then I would say for the money, neither one of them was worth the money. But they were average tasting food.
That patty was kind of scaring me. I don't know.
It's funny because I know what he was saying, and he wasn't wrong. When you bit through it, and it was 2 patties, mind you.
It was like cotton candy.
When you bit through it, there was no texture
Except it
whatsoever.
tasted like meat.
And that's the one thing I said. And I told him the other day, I said, Ryan, we have a hamburger. We should do it. Set up the griddle, get it screaming hot, and make a couple smash patties, make a couple actual patties,
And see which
and
one's better.
and season them the same exact way, and see which one is it. I was going to do it for an episode. So if you guys want to see that, let us know and see which one you think, because there is something about because
When it's cooked right, smash patties are magical.
and I give a shout out to First We Feast because I've watched George
Evans?
George Moltz a bunch of time on the hamburger show there where he's cooked a million different kinds of smash patties, and there is something to that caramelization on the outside and the texture, and when you bite into it, you have that flavor. Where this one really did. It was kind of like biting through this napkin. Not that it tasted like the napkin, but there was nothing to it. It was like,
It tasted
just
like a
went right through.
soggy napkin.
Yeah, and it really
Like
did.
I already used napkin to pick up a spill that somebody knocked their water over.
It 100%
and it's like,
reminded
oh,
me-
no, my water. So you use the napkins. and
It
then you
reminded
bit
me
into
of
it.
the mush meat patties that we used to get because they tasted like Hamburg, but it didn't taste like you were eating a hamburger because it just, again, the bread had
I
more.
don't even know if it tasted like Hamburg. It was kind of like.
We haven't had it in so long, but we used to love them. Are you kidding me?
Oh, we'd eat them every day.
He would yell at me if
We
I
never
bought.
bought buns, so we'd always.
They were
put
the
them
cheapest one on the
bread.
markets, and when he was
we would
younger,
get the 98-cent loaf of bread, and then we'd cut it.
He would yell at me if I bought like Bubba burgers because those weren't good
They're not as
hamburger
good.
patties. He wanted the mush meat all the time.
And
you know?
I wasn't that younger, okay? I was more like, rather than like
No,
this.
even within like
I
a
was
year
like
ago,
this,
I said, all right, enough with the mush wheat. We're gonna buy again for something quick. I'll buy but I don't even like the 80. I want no less than 80-20. If I like the 90-10 hamburger to me is. You need fat in a burger. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, all these, you want to eat lean, you want that. To me, if you don't have the fat, you don't have the flavor. And if you watch any of the shows, most of the good chefs will tell you, even like everyone wants prime rib. Prime rib is one of the least fat cuts when you get like the things. They say if you want like the most flavor, they get like a shank steak or something to where it has more fat because it actually has more flavor. Or that's why, when you need the fat for the flavor, you just do. You need that, and that's.
This was good, but it wasn't good.
It wasn't great. And no. It was average. It was definitely average. The price was above average. This
The
was
price
average.
was over the top.
Yeah,
for
no.
what they're serving.
So
And I think that goes with all Buffalo Wild Wings. Most of the stuff on their menu is pricey.
Well, the wings aren't that bad, but when you compare them to Wingstop, they're more.
I think it's kind of like you sit down, you watch the sports game, and you
It
yell at
is.
the TV, and then you don't care how much you're spending because it's fun.
It is.
I guess.
It's
I don't find enjoyment.
It's the whole experience when you go there, and there's 32,000 TVs, and you get the food. And
None of
stuff
the
like that.
TVs have audio on them.
Well, no, because it's all about the mingling of the people. and
I
stuff
always
like
find that funny. They always just play music, and they always have different stuff on. There was nobody sitting down. at all eating stuff here.
Well, there was no one in this.
There
whole
wasn't a
restaurant.
single person.
We were literally the only
All
car
the
besides
staff
the
was
police
just
officer.
standing still.
Yeah, there was one police
There
officer.
was one
got
person
food
picking
and
up an order.
Yeah, nobody's
I hope
eating
their
yet.
order was good.
Nobody really.
Nobody was.
But
there.
again, it is early. Well, it's noontime, so it isn't early. It's lunch. So,
Like, unless like they're waiting for the big like midnight rush.
yeah, I
So
don't
doesn't
know.
it close at like 1 in the morning?
Yeah, it's open all night. That's when they're gonna get, like, if there's a big sporting event, they'll fill that up because a lot of times they'll do like wing specials and stuff like that. But overall, we figured we would try it. You know, you figure you go to a place called Wings for Wings, and that we were hit and miss with them. They were 1 and 1
So we
on the
thought that
texture.
chicken might be good.
Well, they were new. They were new, and so we figured we would try the new products that came out. So there you go. There is the classic chicken sandwich and the something melt.
8-word long.
Yeah.
It's in the title. I've said it once.
And again,
something smashed chili.
I did like
I
the
don't
chilies
remember.
on it. I did like the caramelized onions. Those had a lot of flavor. They did a great job on the
That was
onions.
the only good
which
thing for me.
really surprised me
I
because
think their bun is also sad.
I didn't mind the bun. Honestly, the texture and more in flavor, the seasoning on the burger, it needed to be hit with salt and pepper.
Yeah.
That's it. That would have made it would have made it. It really didn't have that flavor.
That's mushy. I don't know if they smashed it too much or what was it.
I don't
But
know.
they really needed to fix that.
It
texture.
did have a different texture than every other burger. It
In
tasted.
existence.
It tasted more like when we ate. Where's the last place we just had a nice patty?
Tastes like a taco salad.
It tasted like ground hamburger
Yeah.
without the seasoning.
You get all the good stuff.
Yep.
But then the meat's like the worst part.
It tasted like ground hamburger.
I don't know. People might like taco salad meat.
No, but I do that all the time. You make the taco salad and oh, this one fell out of the pan. You just throw it in your face. That's good. Like, but it doesn't have the seasoning yet. It tastes like ground hamburger, which
Yeah.
is there's nothing wrong with that, and that's exactly what the burger's made out of. But it definitely didn't have the texture to hold it, and it definitely looked like if you put it on a grill, it would fall apart.
Yeah,
'cause
it
have-
tasted like it too.
Like it didn't have that.
I think
So
the cotton candy thing I said is the most like direct thing.
it was definitely soft.
He's staring at the Spider-Man.
There's
over
little
there.
spiders walking down the wall caught my attention. So there you go. There is our Buffalo Wild Wings review.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I have to give him a minus on the fact that once again he walked out of the store with half of his items and didn't get what he was supposed to get. And I half blame him because I always tell him, check your food before you leave. But then on the other hand, shame on the place because they're supposed to make sure it's in the bag.
At least
You know what
we
I
got
mean?
the
So-
chips.
And I even asked him when he got in the car, do you make sure you have everything? He
I
goes,
thought it
can
was gonna
see
be half chips, half fries, because they do that with the wings and they put like the divider.
It's two different orders though. So if you would have got one and I would have
Well,
got one, it's
because
two
I
different orders.
expected there'd be 2 boxes like this, and you get the burger and the chips on the side.
Part of the
and then you get
reason.
the chicken thing and the fries.
I get-
So when I saw that, and then the 2 small boxes, I was like, okay, those are the sandwiches, and this is gonna be the fries and the chips. And one of the chips was hanging out, so I was like, okay,
Do you know what ASSUME stands for?
chips and fries should have been in this. The chips were also kind of boring.
It should have been. Hey,
Some were
listen.
salty.
I agree.
were
agree.
all kind
It's
of-
up to the restaurant's supposed to provide you with the food that you buy, but this is twice you walked out of the place and you haven't had it.
Well,
So
last
that's
time they didn't
half
have
on
ice
you.
cream, and
That's
they didn't
half
give us
on you.
The headband.
It's half on you because you keep walking out of the
I don't know
store.
about me.
So, but it's half on them because they're supposed to provide
There's
you
a
with the
reason
food
why
that
there
you
was
buy.
nobody eating.
So there you go. Again, this is part of the reason I send them in. I could go in and get all the food. I could do it, but I'm trying
You
to
would have
teach-
walked out without the fries.
No, I wouldn't
too.
have because
Yes,
I
you
made
would've.
sure I
They
get
were
my stuff.
trapped with duct tape.
So,
He would have.
that being said,
He'll go in next time.
no, because you need to learn. You haven't got it right. You're
I've
0
gotten
for
it right
3.
in every other place. I get it right every time in the drive-thru.
Yeah, 'cause I get it. All right, we're not gonna argue on camera. There you go. There's our Buffalo Wild Wings review.
Like the video
So-
for the puppy from the beginning of
Yeah,
the video, who's
yeah.
underneath me right
Yeah, so don't move the chair. And there you go. So
now.
get it
Subscribe.
if you dare, and hope you enjoyed the video.